Welcome to Watchtower After Dark, Mitch. It's me, Smurf Girl Rose Bundy, and it's Mitch. And it's you guys. Long time no see.
Long time no see. How does it feel?
It's been a long time. Mitch did an amazing thing, and I'm starting my show back. If it wasn't for Mitch, my heart just wasn't in it, and he gave me that flair to do it again, because Watchtower After Dark, when we did it, was amazing. It was seriously the most fun I've had with apostates ever. Is just shooting the breeze, shooting the shit, getting drunk. Oh, cheers, Mitch. You ready? Cheers. We've never done it, so we're practicing. We suck at it.
We gotta get it together now. Cheers.
I know. Cheers. All around to everybody.
Go.
We should have a shot game.
I have a lot of shots.
What should we? I don't know. We'll come up with the word.
Oh yeah, we gotta come up with a word.
Like a word that we say, and everybody's got to take a shot. Just pick a word, people. And
I don't like my word, so.
Yeah, people don't like them. That's what you said.
I said I have a word we can use, but you don't like my word.
Oh, I don't like your word. Yeah. Well, if I don't like it, don't say it. I don't want to hear your word.
You made a graphic of it.
Of what?
The word that I like.
Don't say it. Don't say it. My trigger word?
No, it's not a trigger word. It actually stands for Watchtower After Dark. But you just don't like it.
Oh. Yeah, you mean a butt wad. You mean a wad? Wad. Take a shot every time we say the word wad, which is the anagram. Oh, Samuel heard. It's the anagram for Watchtower After Dark. You know, like CBC, RBC, we got wide. So every single time it stands for Watchtower After Dark, where we shoot our wad off in the middle of the night. We shoot our big fat wads off, me and Mitch. No, we had so much fun when we did Watchtower After Dark before. But, with this, there's no constraints, there's no limitations. Like, the sky's the limit. We can do whatever we want, Oh, so I was going to show you, I got my grandpa hat, my grandpa Ross West.
I like it.
And when I saw it, I was like, that's grandpa. Ross West, I'm Grandpa Ross West, and he'd mumble the prayer. Dear Jehovah, we thank you for these rich blessings that have come upon us, and in Jesus' name, amen. And if he saw what was going on right now with Watchtower, he would lose his mind and get dementia all over again and die all over again.
What wouldn't he like?
Oh, he was a real stickler on hypocrisy. He hated hypocrisy. He hated looking like a hypocrite. And with everything, when it comes down to the end of your life, you always are like, they're never there for you at the end of your life. And by then it's too late. And he realized it when Grandma died first. And he'd be like, those goddamn elders, they killed your grandma. And people would say in the family, oh, Grandpa's got dementia. How in the world could he talk against the elders like that? And I'm like, because of what they did.
Mm-hmm.
And, and he knew everything. Like, he knew absolutely everything, seeing it being the older one. And so usually, like, at the end of your life, you give up and you realize that you gave up hope. That's sad. Grandpa wouldn't, and if my dad saw it, he'd kill even more people the second time. If we could, Where's my dad Ted Bundy when you need him? I would say that all the time growing up. You the elders that act like pills, I'd say, where's my dad Ted Bundy when I need him? You know, like you're such a, well, don't say that, that's mean. I'm talking about you, brother. Like, you know, the brothers here in Tucson. Like, did you brothers realize, because I know that you watch, you can't help yourself, that you know how stupid you look? Like stupid. Oh my God. I'm like sweating from their stupid oozing out of my phone. Like I just I sweat from so much Jehovah's Witness elders stupid. I'm sorry.
Then you must sweat a lot then.
Yeah, no kidding. Everybody does. Well, you just get sweaty with how stupid they are. Like, you know, they come up at you. Whenever I think of an elder, I think of just this, you get all sweaty when they come up on you and you think that they're going to ask you to go into the library with them. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like just, oh, I thought they were going to ask. And I would burst into tears, you know, like you get all panicky.
Oh, man.
You turn on your heel and you go to the bathroom because you're afraid.
Yeah.
You know, the elders are going to ask you into the library.
But circle back for me. You mentioned, you know, how you used to have the show and everything.
Yeah, I was sorry about that.
And I want everybody to know, like, how passionate you are about it, because we talked about it. And I told you I was going to get the domain, like lock the domain up. And
yeah,
I text you, let you know that I did it. Watchtower After Dark was yours. And you got very emotional with me. It moved me. And I could see how much it meant to you. So like let them know how much it means to you to have this voice, the Watchtower After Dark voice.
Oh man. Well, it started years ago, like 2017. I was given the opportunity, because what you did, Mitch, like seriously, everybody, I burst into tears. It was just like emotional of just completely fell apart, and it was a release of something. I didn't even realize how upset I was about it or how I felt about it, of being able to do the show again and do it, you know, with Mitch having my back. But when I was given the opportunity, it was straight out the gate, even before YouTube. I didn't even do YouTube. I did Watchtower After Dark first. So it was like my first before YouTube thing. And would call on the 6 screens, you know, and then I'd be the one up in the middle of the night doing Watchtower After Dark, you know, when everybody was already drunk, you know, from drinking the whole time, because we do drink the whole night. And then everybody would either want to, you know, we need to cry it out, fight it out, argue it out of whatever was the topic of whatever had happened for the first part of the show, of whatever emotions got dredged up from the beginning and the middle of the show. Then when people needed like an emotional release, I was their emotional release.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, it was really quite something. Like, you know, sometimes we would fight. We would argue doctrine. We would argue of what we thought was, we'd argue rings. We'd argue Freemasonry. We'd argue Smurf. We'd argue no matter what it was. We would argue it. And the one thing is, when I go back and I listen from a secondhand perspective, or like a third party perspective, it's like, oh wow, listening to these apostates arguing back and forth, people would then take a side. You know, and that's good to have a debate of an argument, and it was genuine, unscripted, just discussing, getting mad, crying, doing what, you know, just a raw emotion, raw. Lots of it wasn't even recorded. Like, it seriously wasn't. I wish that it was. Because we would get so raw, we would turn off the recorder, because it's like, okay, it's getting real intense. People are starting to cry. maybe we shouldn't post this all over on the internet because it's too personal, you know. I mean, but there was a lot of healing that people, if you weren't one of the maybe like 3 people at the very, you know, in the middle of the night that would be crying and upset, if you weren't one of those people in kind of a private-y type of situation being broadcast live in a radio format, you know, I mean, it was intense. It was so intense that it was like so personal. It's like, well, maybe we shouldn't record it. But in reality, we should have recorded the whole thing.
Yeah.
Because it was phenomenal.
I'm never hitting pause.
You what?
I'm never going to hit the pause button.
Yeah.
I'm going to record it all.
Okay. Oh, goodness. Yeah, I expect it. Because that's when the magic happens. Is sometimes you think, oh, no. And then it ends up either being something funny, something poignant, something that's poignant later.
Mm-hmm.
Like it could just be something poignant later that it's like, oh, goodness. So thank you for getting me this back of having a format that we can take to a whole new level where we can see everybody and talk. Like to everybody. Eventually, you know, is like it'll be like Brady Bunch, you know, just like a Zoom where you can zoom in and listen.
Mm-hmm.
We will record it. We will discuss. Nothing's off limits. Like for me, you know, as long as you don't shun, I don't even care. I don't care if you're a flat earther, you think the earth is in a dome, you know, that all I care about is getting closure for everybody with Watchtower. And now with the Beards and Pants and Uncle Tony Morris, now is the perfect time to get closure.
Tony, yeah.
I know. Just to, you know, just because you know, I was thinking about this earlier. Everyone gets closure one of 2 ways the way it's going. It's usually hardly ever a happy ending. It either ends with the shunner dying or the shunnee dying, and that's how it ends. And either which way, it's like, I've already seen it. I've already had it happen. So I'm one of the people where it's like, oh no, I'm not trying to wake up my mom anymore. My mom's been dead for, you know, 11 years now. So there's no point. Like my heart's not necessarily in it. Everyone else is dead too. And so it's like, eventually that's going to happen with everybody. Everybody. Whichever one goes first. And I'm sick and tired of seeing my friends be the ones that die before be the shunners, you know? Because it's like, do you want to die being shunned? Like, do you want to die being shunned? That's an ugly thing to see.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen apostates die being shunned, and there's not even an obituary. Sometimes we don't even find out till like a long, long time later.
Yep.
And it's like, what happened to that person? You know? And it's like, does their family even know or care? Probably not.
Mm-mm. Yeah. I hear people tell me that every single day that their family, you know, how they're being shunned, they haven't found out about relatives dying, you know, and it's crazy what's going on with in the shunning aspect of it.
I know, it's brutal, and they like seeing us in pain too.
Yeah,
they like it a lot, and it's like, no, you're not going to see me in pain, but if you do see me in pain, it's because I'm going to be venting, and I'm going to say who's putting me in pain. And why? And I'm going to put the family photos everywhere. So you better watch out. The one thing that feels best is putting, like, this person right here is the one doing this to me. This is, you know, of whoever it is to you. And that feels really good. It's like, well, what am I supposed to do? You know, it's like, oh, I'm sorry, Arden Hanson. You know, like, oh, Arden Hanson. You know, I'm sorry. You know, I'm not allowed to mention you when you've been a thorn in my butt for 1,000,000 years. Excuse me. You know, maybe you shouldn't have did what you did. But you know, I put the photos, like the photo situation on Twitter and stuff, and I look at it like this was my family situation. And it's like I can't, like, okay, I'm wearing my turtleneck. I got my turtleneck. Sorry, there's a shadow on it because it's the shadow of my phone. Like, it's like click. What was it? Oh, I was putting it on. I had another one. I had a black one. I was gonna wear a black one because I'm dressing. You know, I dress up on purpose, and I have a hard time wearing a turtleneck. Like just, you know.
Yeah, I was laughing when you asked me did I have one. I haven't worn a turtleneck since like 1991.
It's long sleeve.
Oh.
Put my jacket on to make me feel better, but yeah, because it's long sleeve. Like it's a turtleneck. Like I did not. I'm not guilty. Like when you can, you know.
So, for those of us who are newer to the EXJW world, I think it will be eye-opening talking about Watchtower After Dark. I think it'll be eye-opening for a lot of us who haven't experienced it, and it's a lot that are new to the EXJW world.
Yeah.
So what else can they expect? Like the newer ones, and you know, who didn't know much about it, like myself. What can they expect when they tune in?
Oh, what Watchtower After Dark is gonna be? It's where no holds barred. No matter what, I will listen to you and let you vent, and we'll talk it through. I know everybody in the community. I've you know, with no matter if it's a family issue, trust me, I've gone through it. You know, if it's a community thing, if you want to discuss cart crashing, you know, my group, the inventor of Kingdom Hall crashing and cart crashing, you know, is the original, the army, you know, the army back in like 2017, we started that as an army, you know, just like, let's go, you know, cart crashing, Kingdom Hall crashing. Of if you want to talk about, I could talk about even of what I want to do, some of the topics, like how to secretly record, of the best spy ways of demonized Smurf girl secret recording, of how you can get away with it and how to make sure your equipment works. Because there's nothing more disappointing is when your equipment backfires, of which it does a lot, you know, because like you use your, you know, cell phone. So I want to, you know, give people pointers because I can't record everything, you know what I mean? Like I try to, you know, for my recordings go for everybody. Like if I get it on tape, it's good for everybody. You know, if somebody else wants to sue over the 2-witness rule, my 2-witness recordings work for anyone. And I will sit up on the stand and say, yes, I, just like them, have that issue, and you can use my stuff in court. I want other ex-J-Dubs to know of my stuff. You can use that as evidence in court. And vice versa. Like if somebody records, like if Jude 3 and Laura 2 record something at the cart, and I'm doing a lawsuit and I need to get a Jehovah's Witness saying that on tape, it doesn't matter who gets them on tape saying it. It's that they said it and that it's on tape. So if they get something that is said on tape that's important for me to use in court, I use it in court, you know? It's like with a criminal case, you know, like if there's, if there's something incriminating of when they're trying to show criminal behavior, which is what we're trying to do, is get criminal behavior on tape. It doesn't matter who's recording the criminal behavior. It's like, oh, well, that guy just got caught stealing something. Oh, but it wasn't me who caught him on tape stealing. It doesn't matter who caught him on tape stealing.
Mm-hmm.
He was caught on tape stealing, and that's all that matters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So our recordings are important. And I would like to get all the confessions and stuff in one place, like every secret really recorded confession of the Jehovah's Witnesses, like secret confessions of the Jehovah's Witnesses. This is what I want Watchtower After Dark to be, of what my channel is all of those recorded, like, I can't believe she caught them saying that on tape. It's like, oh yeah, you piece of...
We do. If that starts growing, we can definitely add a page to your website.
Cool.
Oh, tell them about your website.
Oh, watchtowerafterdark.com. Yeah, it's watchtowerafterdark.com.
Yeah, if we get enough of those, we'll just make a page for that.
I know. It's like you want witnesses. If you want to see yourself on tape, go to watchtowerafterdark.com. Now, if you want to check and see if you got caught on camera and what you said, because what's important for me of when I noticed a marked difference in stuff is that not only did I catch people on tape saying certain things, but I know their names.
Mm-hmm.
And that I put, no, it's not just that it's a witness, it's this specific witness. That it's not just any witness, it's this one. Or it's one of my second witnesses is saying that it's not just a stranger, but it's that it's one of my second witnesses is admitting to this,
I think another thing I like
He's
that
tiling.
is
Hold on. He's tiling, everybody. Oh God, I don't know if, let's see, having trouble, unstable internet connection. Move closer to your router if you're on Wi-Fi. I am not.
Yeah, it's good. Another segment that we talked about that I think will be huge is, remember we were talking about, a question and answer segment. Okay, so back, I was saying another segment that I think will be huge that we discussed, and I want you to tell them about, is the question and answer segment.
Oh, yeah.
What will they be able to do?
That's the most important thing of Watchtower After Dark is when people speak up. Like, if there's people like even listening and they want to unmute on here, where they can listen live, unmute, and then ask a question. Like if we have like, hey, we're gonna have a question and an answer kind of situation, and then they can come on to here, or they can email ahead of time. At my email is therealrosebundy@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Or no, not the. There's no the. It's just realrosebundy@gmail.com.
That's it.
And it's a new one.
Yeah.
And you can email it if you know my phone number. Some of you do. You can tweet it, message it on Facebook. I'd like to have it in one spot. But a live question and answer would be great. Where it's like, if people want to come in, the link that you give, we could give the link to people and then they could come in.
Yeah, so we'll do it a couple of different ways. Like if it's somebody that we trust and know they can come in, like you said, I can like invite them in. But I haven't even told you this part yet. Like, because we've been talking about going live, right?
Yeah.
So I'm in the process of doing it now. but there's going to be a way where we broadcast live, like over the internet. Anybody in the world will be able to go to that website that I give, and they'll be able to listen to us every live broadcast. And like
that would be amazing. It would, and that's nerve wracking. Have you ever done that? It's nerve wracking. You never know what's gonna happen.
I've done it for business, but not for this. But it'll go okay.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Yeah,
it'll be fun. It'll be like, who knows? It'll be different every time. Like, you know, we are not one-hit wonders, and so Watchtower After Dark is like anything goes, and it's going to be different every time, which is why people should, hopefully won't miss an episode.
Yeah.
But it does seem to me like a lot of people that I know that were a part of the original Watchtower After Dark have moved on and gotten closure. Like they're like, oh no, you know what? I don't need to be an apostate anymore. I'm doing my own thing. I'm doing something else. I'm doing my job. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. And that is so good to see.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I want to do it again, because of those people, like when you publicly cry in front of a bunch of people, like when there's major, there's major closure to that.
Yeah.
It makes you feel good, and then you can say to to your mom and your dad, you can be like, no, why don't you go listen to me cry about you on 6 screens of the Watchtower? Go listen to how I'm bawling, how I'm flipping out, how you think I'm crazy, and people even say, like, they don't want to be called a mentally diseased apostate. But the fact is that I admit it, and who made me that way? They did. They completely mind screw you, and when you get mind screwed, well, guess what happens? They do make us crazy. I'll say they make me completely insane. Those people make me insane, man. Like I just, insane. So thanks a lot, Jehovah's Witnesses. Like, you made me insane. You like it? I recorded it, Mitch. Did you see?
What?
I got another court order shot of Abilify.
Wow.
Because I haven't talked about it on the thing. I'll tell you, I guess that's it's our first Watchtower After Dark. So anyway, it was July 4th. I went for the assembly, and I wanted to Taylor Swift a bunch of brothers. I wanted to play Taylor Swift, and I wanted to see Sexy Jesus, and they were inviting me. So I was like, okay, yeah, sure, I'll go. I want to go. I'll sit quiet. I was not going to make a scene. I wasn't. And so, I go, and for the first of the session of July 4th, which was Friday, I was fine. I recorded. I'm sure they didn't like it, but I was quiet, and I was talking and chit-chatting, just making friends. I was not apostatizing at anyone. And somebody I knew, Scott Stark, came up and was causing trouble, my former best man at my wedding. He wanted to know what my intentions were for being at the assembly. I'm like, shut up, Scott. Like, shut up. Just like you, shut up, Scott. And then it got to be, so it was this big giant scene. Not my fault, their fault. I was fine. My past was there, and my past didn't like it that I was there. And so I went back on Sunday to call the cops, because I wanted the cops to know what happened on Friday, of them coming up all on me and stuff. And when I called them, when I was explaining what they did, explaining what happened at the assembly, they thought I was insane. And then you know why they thought I was insane?
Why?
They didn't even believe there was a convention at the TCC that day. Because I was like a little bit, there were so few cars. They're like, what Jehovah's Witness convention? I'm like, that one. But there were so few, no cars, nothing. They're like, there's no Jehovah's Witness convention going on. And I'm like, yeah, there is, but I got mistaken as a crazy person because I was ranting and raving about Jehovah's Witnesses. And word of warning, like especially the females, if you're in a situation like that and you're crying and you're upset about what they've done, and you say, you know, I was abused and I was trafficked, and that's the Jehovah's Witnesses. Look at those Jehovah's Witness suits. If you quote Taylor Swift and you know, because we do that. She wrote that song for us, you know. Well, she wrote it for them, to stick it to them, but for us. And the cops don't know. And when they see that kind of passion, they mistake it sometimes for someone being insane, I guess. I don't know. It was upsetting. So when I was being an activist and just doing what I normally do, the cops misunderstood because I was by myself. Normally I would take a crew. I did not have a crew. My crew wasn't there. It was just me. And when it was just me, I think there were other protesters, and but we were all spread apart.
Mm-hmm.
So I got court ordered to take medication because I'm an apostate against the Jehovah's Witnesses.
Wow.
That I need medication for my views of apostasy towards the Jehovah's Witnesses, that they feel my feelings, which are the same as yours, you know, how we feel, how every apostate feels about the witnesses, that certain cops and doctors here in Tucson, psychiatrists, feel that mine and your feelings are crazy and that we shouldn't feel that way, and we need medication so that we won't feel that way.
Wow.
That I need Abilify because I'm mad about being shunned.
Mm-hmm.
Which Dr. Nima, and I forget what the other doctor's name is at COPE, you know, when it comes out, that like, oh, I need an antidepressant because I'm depressed because my family shunned me and are dead. Thanks. No, I don't need medicine. I would like them to stop abusing me, because I took medicine for years thinking that their behavior was my fault, and that's how we got here, is that I took meds to deal with how they treated me. Wow. And then I realized I don't need meds, they need meds. And now, I mean, getting that shot of Abilify, I mean, to you, any of you, you know what that felt like. Of getting a shot in your butt because the doctor thinks that you're either psychotic because you're ranting and raving about being shunned by your Jehovah's Witness family, or that you're depressed and I'm not a depressed person. I'm funny and in a good mood. But that like I'm having delusions of being shunned. That's psychosis, that they don't talk to me and that they do what they do. That everything that I say now is everything I said to them, everything I've ever said, you know. And that's a shame that there are psychiatrists and police officers that don't understand the apostate Jehovah's Witness situation with how many, you know, millions are affected right now. And especially with all the murders they're dealing with. Jehovah's Witness murders all over the place. Arsons of Kingdom Halls, even, you know, here in town and stuff. And Kingdom Halls getting shot up, that the cops don't know that there's an apostate. You know, and maybe that's their at this point, after COVID, that's their way of dealing with it, is that to deal with what's going on with the witnesses because it's going haywire, they're blaming it on apostates, that the apostates really are nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them understand, some of them don't. So just beware. I don't want anybody else ending up, because of apostasy, ending up, behind bars or in a mental hospital.
Yeah.
Because it is getting dire. Like it's getting it's getting dire where they're freaking out, and when the cops do show up, like they're sick of showing up too. Where it's like, well, some of you's all gonna go to jail. Who's it gonna be? Like they're tired of being called.
Yeah.
I mean, I did 6 months in jail for it already. I did 6 months from January 23 to June 23.
Oh, wow.
And then the 3.5 weeks of whatever month it was. What was it, July? I forget.
I didn't know.
I think it was sometime in July. Because this is my second shot. It's a 2-month shot. So whatever that would be. And it's sad that it's like, oh, you just need a shot to deal with your Jehovah's Witness family. You just need a shot in your ass. Nice. Okay, give me a shot. Give me a shot. That's gonna bring my mom back. That's gonna make my stepdad Arden Hanson not a psychopath. That's gonna bring Aunt Jessica back from the grave. Is that gonna bring Uncle Clyde? I hope not. But like with Uncle Clyde, because he was a pedo. I was like, is that gonna make Uncle Brent not behind bars? Is that just give me a shot? I don't even know what to say. They talk about a grave injustice, and the cops also don't know. I call it Watchtower PTSD, where I'm sure you've had Watchtower PTSD and you don't even know it. It's when you start to rant and rave, like when you start to rant and rave about Watchtower, one way or another. Whether it be just ranting and raving or whatever that looks like. Mm-hmm. And again, the ranting and raving gets out of control. Where you start to get hysterical and you start to cry, which is sometimes what happened on Watchtower After Dark was that we were dealing with our Watchtower PTSD and we would have our PTSD on air. Mm-hmm. And kind of, it was easy because you could have PTSD or deal with the PTSD and address it in a safe environment where everybody would understand. Mm-hmm. But the ranting and raving can sometimes get out of control, where you can just be in a heap of an emotional cry fest of being, so upset that you can't even think straight. And I don't want people to go through that alone. Mm-hmm. Because if it happens to me, I'm the most level-headed, even-keeled person. And I'm one of the most well-known EXJW online, which I'm easily Googleable, where I can say to an officer, dude, Google me. And if they Google me, they'll find me. With somebody else who just says, I watch YouTube videos, that they're not Googleable, where it's like, so what, you watch YouTube videos and then you're doing this because you watch YouTube, like it could happen to other people and I just don't want it to.
I feel you.
Because that's not fun.
Yeah. Another segment that I will like a lot is you have planned that there will be a gossip segment.
Oh, yeah. The whole giant thing is gossip. The Watchtower After Dark, it might as well be called Gossip, Gossip, Gossip. Like, it's just Triple G here. Just Triple G.
We're going to be speaking truth also.
Well, that's the thing, is that it's the gossip about the Jehovah's Witnesses, but every gossip about the witnesses is always true.
Yeah.
It's always 100% true. So gossip is that okay. I just realized this. The thing with Jehovah's Witnesses is that gossip in the witnesses is always 100% true. Unlike in some other situation where gossip could be a lie, they will gossip the truth to each other. Like, well, the real reason why brother so-and-so got disfellowshipped is because they were wife swapping, or because he cheated on her, or because of that. You find out, and it's the gossip, but the gossip's true.
Yeah.
It always is. Always, 100%.
You mean to tell me there was wife swapping in the Jehovah's Witness cult?
Yeah, I know. It's called just getting remarried. Like that, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Where people get divorced, then they where you're in the same congregation and one couple gets divorced, another couple gets divorced, and then and then they move off. Every time, it's always every remarriage is always a wife swap. If you're with divorced Jehovah's Witnesses.
Wow. Will you get into like throughout the episodes? Will you get into like each one? Can you tell a little bit about your story? Like,
Yeah.
would you feel comfortable doing that?
Would I what?
Would you feel comfortable doing that?
Yeah. Yeah, just kind of like talking about it little bits by little bits as I remember it. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I think
Because there's a lot I haven't even talked about. And sometimes I will sit for hours and I'll be journaling of like, even like when you're little, it's like, I remember these events, which one happened first? I remember, remember when we went to Disneyland, and then you do this, and then you go to the Grand Canyon and you do all that, and going through pictures, and so, getting everything exact.
Yeah, I think that'll be great because sometimes you we're talking and you telling me stories and my mouth is just like dropped open.
Oh,
so I think it would be nice. Man. I think it'd be nice for everyone. Like I said, just a little each episode. If you give them too much, I think it'll blow their heads up.
Yeah.
With some of the stuff you tell me, like sometimes I need time to recoup.
Yeah. Well, I just want people to always remember, like, the reason why your dad acted the way, like, if you were raised by a Jehovah's Witness father, like, you just have to look in mine. Either my stepdad, Arden Hansen, or Ted Bundy. Just a guy thinking he's, perfect. Being an elder and a special pioneer, but having a severe pornography addiction, and then it turns homicidal just before 75 because he loses his mind, of the way he acts. If you go, I went back, I couldn't look,
Mm-hmm.
And I've been looking, and I could go through it second by second and be like, but think of that he was covering up the fact that he was a Jehovah's Witness, because the witnesses were all backing him too. And they were like, we'll back you as long as you don't speak bad about the witnesses. We'll be there for you.
Wow.
And we were. Until he got found guilty. And then that was a different story. But and also the fake way that he would lie, of like laughing and like, I didn't fornicate with that sister, just, he, like, there was one, where's my camera? Is it right? Yeah, it's right there. Okay. Where he's like, Like if me, I'd be like, I didn't, you know, I didn't fornicate with that brother. I didn't fornicate with him at all. You know, like, you know, and he looks at me and he's like, nah, I didn't fornicate with him at all. You know, no, you know, but it's like he was just lying through his teeth. And you could tell he was lying. And if you say, no, that's a Jehovah's Witness guy lying, it's like, oh, you know, like, oh, yeah, he's lying in a real Jehovah's Witness kind of way. You know, he is. Just the way it's like leaning up against the wall, like, no, I swear. Where's the Bible? Where's the Bible? I'm a good Jehovah. Where's the Bible? I'll swear on a Bible right now. Like that, you know. You're gonna disfellowship me, you know?
Wow.
It was like
talking about the one. What's Arden? You say?
mm-hmm.
And so that's kind of what led to his downfall.
Oh, my stepdad?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about my dad, Ted Bundy.
Oh, okay. That's why I was
like, when he's like leaning against the wall, he's like, "Oh, hey," you know. And then he goes, "I'll swear I'm innocent. I'll swear on a stack of Bibles." I was like, "That's so Jehovah's Witness to do." It's just so, like, it's real Jehovah's Witness to do, and to represent yourself in court. You know, I was like, "Oh, I'm an elder. I'll represent myself in court." You know. And then that was the whole. It was like, no, us brothers will help you. We'll help you. You can represent yourself in court. You know, if people knew, they'd be shocked. They would be real shocked. You know, and it's like, yeah, I don't know. We can talk about all of that, but my stepdad Arden Hansen, he's just like him. They're like two. They look alike. They talk alike. They act alike. They're like twins. Like they're twins. Mom had a type. Like she had a type, and it drove him nuts. Yeah, it drove him nuts. Seeing her with him drove all the women that he killed. You know, they had like my hair, like parted down the center and long. They had hair like mom. They all look like mom. They all look like me. You know, and so that's disconcerting too. To just be like, God, you know, who is he murdering? And I know why, but I don't know. It's weird to talk about.
Yeah, there will be a lot to talk about and unpack on each episode. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
What?
I'm looking forward to it.
I know, me too. I can't believe. I'm so relieved and excited to have the show back. You know, oh my grandpa's excited. It's like, yeah, and he can give the prayer afterwards. I'll give the prayer. She needs to, you know, have a prayer to anti-Jehovah. Uncle Tony will show up. I've got all these characters. Yeah.
Put the hat back on. I like the hat.
It's very Britney Spears, isn't it?
You know what? I was just about to tell you. You look like you're about to like drop off into a song and act.
Yeah, what is it? I can't do it. Yeah, go ahead and hit me one more time, Arden.
Yeah. Oops.
Like, okay, yeah, you know, it'd be like, hey, Arden Hansen, go ahead and hit me one more time. You know, just come on. We can do it. Go ahead. Like to see you try.
I think when you do the question and answer segment, you need the hat on to be official.
Okay. I know. Now I know why Grandpa wore it. It's snazzy. I can't even see. Is it snazzy? I liked it at the thing. Yeah, it is snazzy. I feel, I'm like a leprechaun. Oh, I match Gage Fleagle. Look at me, Fleagle. We're like little twinsies. No, I feel I look fat in a turtleneck, but
no.
Because my camera know that it goes wide. Why does it go wide? Like it makes me look wide.
You don't look like
but
that.
Wearing a turtleneck, oh my god. I can't be going around. I remember one time I had a turtleneck dress.
Oh,
I had a
Lord.
turtleneck dress that I wore to the Kingdom Hall. So it was like this.
Oh, you
long
stumbled
sleeve.
so many brothers.
Yeah, and it was stripes like this.
Oh, you stumbled some
And it
brothers.
was tight. And I swear to God, I think all the brothers died. They can't even handle a turtleneck. Oh, because you know why? One of the sisters had said to me, I had heard behind the scenes, you know, it wouldn't hurt you to wear a turtleneck every once in a while. Cause I would wear like, you know.
Oh boy.
And I don't think she knew like who I was. And I'm like, I can't wear a turtleneck, but I'll wear a turtleneck for you if you want me to. And I had this turtleneck dress. I thought I almost died. I left my body. I walk in, it was tight as you get. I was like maybe 110 pounds, but I had like, you know, and I'm like, her name was Ida McGee. Okay, from Tucson, Arizona, old lady Ida McGee. Sister Ida McGee. And she's like, it wouldn't hurt you to wear a turtleneck every once in a while. I'm like, okay, I'll wear a turtleneck. And I walked in wearing a turtleneck, and she goes, what an obscene, you look obscene in a turtleneck.
Why did she ask you to wear it?
Because she thought it would hide my cleavage. You know how weird they are of, you know, being, you know, of the things we've even had to deal with as females of dealing with cleavage, slits, spaghetti straps. And I would then, it's like, okay, I'll wear a turtleneck. So I wear a turtleneck and I get all weird. I got all weird. And I'm like, oh, you know, remember Elaine when she takes George's face and she just rubs it, you know? It's like, here, Ida McGee, just turtleneck, you know, just so you can't breathe. This is terrible.
You wore a turtleneck plus stripes.
Yeah,
so stripes are just gonna pull the eyes anyway. You probably had brothers going home doing naughty things.
Worshiping at the Shrine of Smurf Girl. Oh, you got to see my other coat. Hold on, it's right here.
Oh boy.
It's the most ugly, but it's gorgeous. It's amazing. It's a little tight, so I didn't wear it. It's polyester and it's tan. Look at that. Look at the polyester pockets. It's just, oh, you can't because of it. It's just, look at the lapel. Look at that. Just turtleneck, polyester. Look, I can't even be around it because I was gonna wear it and I couldn't wear it. I'm like, I can't wear this. I can't wear this. There's certain clothes I can't wear.
No, I like what you're wearing now.
Okay.
But
I feel like it's St. Patrick's Day. Is it St. Patrick's Day? Ooh, Lucky Charms. The fruit. What is it? The luck of the rainbow. The luck of the rainbow. Oh, lucky. You know. Oh, you know what? The drinking game should be the word lucky.
Lucky. Lucky what?
Oh, lucky. We're so lucky. Shout out to all the people on iHeartRadio if you're listening.
For real. Yeah. Yeah.
Glad to see you're listening to Watchtower After Dark with Smurf Girl and Mitch.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun ride.
Yeah.
Especially
There's a lot. Like, I keep forgetting that there are people that haven't heard my story before. Yeah. I've been telling it for years, you know.
And they keep asking me too.
Oh, okay. Yeah, for me, well, it's like, for me, you know, it's been like already like a 10-year journey where I've been telling I have been telling my story for 10 years already. and documenting and recording along the way to establish, like I will say something and then I will go to the person, secretly record them, like to get the evidence to back up everything that I've said. So like if I say something and then I would go to my stepdad and record him, you know. So I've been telling my story for 10 years. You know, and if people are just now waking up from the Jehovah's Witnesses, you missed a lot.
Yeah, I'm pulling in new recruits, and they want to know, like, who's this Smurf girl you talk to? What is she like? What is she about? So, and
They don't know. That's like saying they don't know who
them,
Lloyd Evans is.
I'm gonna get you to tell. Well, you gotta keep in mind some of these are young,
but you know? Still.
Yeah.
You know, it's like not knowing who Kim and Mikey are. You know, it's there's like Lloyd, Kim and Mikey, JT, Lady C, me, and Six Screens.
They don't know all these names. That's why I say it'll be good for you to each episode to just talk a little bit about you and where you come from.
Okay.
What made Smurf Girl?
I've been an apostate since '82. You know, I'm a legend. Like I'm a legend. I'm in the Urban Legend Dictionary. Like you know, not to be like, you know, it's like, hey, JW boys, JW boys. If you don't know who demonized Smurf Girl, the Jehovah's Witnesses, you know, the demonized girl running down the aisle of Kingdom Hall, jumping up on a chair and declaring my love for Satan, and you know, demonized Smurf urban legend. Well, you need to wake up. You know, you need to wake up a little farther. You know, wake up and get with the program. I'm not going to retell certain things to know J-dubs. Like, you need to know, just Google me. They can Google many different ways. But we'll talk about it. Because I would want to hear other people's story. I'm already, you know, in the dictionary. I am in the dictionary under EXJW Smurf Girl and Smurf Girl, where it's like when you get Smurf Girl.
When you sent me the Urban Dictionary, I was laughing because the example sentence. I got smurfed.
Smurf Girl, yeah. You get Smurf Girl. When you get Smurf Girl, Smurf Girl is getting Uncle Tony. When it's called getting Uncle Tony.
I was like, she did not need to hear this.
Yeah, it is a term. Worshiping at the shrine of Smurf Girl is jerking off to my pictures in the magazines. I hate that. No, I kind of like it now. I'm almost, oh my God. Almost up to 4,000 brothers up on JW Match. Almost. And I was ignoring it, like I was leaving it. Okay, I didn't pay any attention to them, so I've been paying attention. Okay, for like however many months, like 12 months I've been doing it. 12 months, I got to 3,000. Then I'm like, I wonder if I would get any more if I paid attention to them. Like, you know, if I like them, because you can like them, you can heart them. And so I went, it took 12 months to get 0 to 3,000. And it took one day, like maybe 2, to get 500 more. To get 500 more. But I liked it, a few of them.
These are Jehovah's Witness, like active Jehovah's Witness men.
Yeah, all Jehovah's Witness men for the most part.
What's your name on there?
Vanessa.
So they don't know?
Oh, no, yeah, they know. Yeah. And then they friend me on Facebook and they send me dick pics. But they do. No, I don't ask for it. They're like, hi, sister. And I'm like, oh, hi.
Wait.
What? I post them on the internet.
The Jehovah's Witness men, active Jehovah's Witnesses.
Uh-huh.
From JW Mitch. They will find you on Facebook, chat you up, and then send a dick pic.
Yeah. Without me even replying. Like, hi, sister, I love you, blah, blah, blah. And then they'll send one. And then they'll usually ask me to marry them. Without me even replying. And then I'll look and I'll say, oh, it's a Jehovah's Witness brother. How funny. So then I screenshot it. And like when Taylor Swift's song came out, I was Jehovah's Witness suiting them, and I was doing the picture of them and their message to me, and that was, you know, I got on being a top fan of hers because I was Taylor Swifting over and over, and I didn't even do all of them because it got boring. It got boring. But, you know, as an example, my Aunt Jessica, when she met Uncle Clyde on JW Match. That's why I wanted to do it. And she was excited. She goes, no, I got like 50 different matches. And then I chose, it was like out of 50 guys, Uncle Clyde was the best choice. Like out of 50. So I'm like, well, if I do it, how many will I get? Her sister got like 100. So I'm thinking, well, if I can beat 100, I'll feel better about myself. You know, now I'm at like 3,600 later. You know, some are from here in town, which I think is funny. But
goodness.
I've got more followers on JW Match than I do on YouTube right now. That would be what? 3 times more?
They are some dirty birdies. Wow.
Well, yeah, and then I put, you know, my Uncle Tony thinks I'm funny. You know, like my bio, I'm like, yeah, my Uncle Tony thinks I'm funny, and I love beards and pants and Smurfs, and so I made it very clear that I'm Smurf girl, you know, because I couldn't say it, but you know, that like I'm a girl that really is into Smurfs. You know, like, you know, hint, I'm a girl really into Smurf, you know, and I love to do social media, and why don't you reach out to me? And like, you know, they do. And then, you know, and you know what's funny? I block them and I ditch them because I don't even care. Most people be like, no, you got him in your ear. I'm like, I don't even care. They can just watch me on here. I don't care.
So why do you do it? Just to bother them?
What?
Why do you do it? Just to bother them?
Yeah, it's a notches on my bedpost, on my JW Match post. Just to see how many are on there and what can happen. And it's just funny. I think it's hysterical. And they get all excited too when I heart them. When I heart them, all of a sudden they'll send me a message, and then I ignore it. So like I like to break their heart and be like, just ignore. I ghost them. I heart them, and then they send me a message, and then I ghost them, and it makes me feel good. It's like, no, you super fool, you know. Uncle Clyde was on JW Match, so I'm just dealing with a bunch of stupid Uncle Clydes, you know. Like, do I care about a bunch of Uncle Clydes on JW Match? No. Like, there are some handsome ones, though, but they're too stupid for me. No. You know, I'm a member of Mensa. I can't be dealing with a guy here's a member of Mensa. You know, Rose Bundy's a member of Mensa. And so where did you meet your husband? Oh, I met him on JW Match. You know, like, I was skimming the bottom of the bucket.
Wow.
Just scraping the bottom of the barrel. The bottom of the barrel is if you've even been on like Grindr to find a husband. Last resort, JW Match.
You should your profile picture, you should take a picture of you in that, the turtleneck and the hat. That should be your profile picture.
Oh, in the hat?
Yeah.
I've got Uncle Tony. I'm dressed up. No, my profile picture right now is me dressed up like with the cute one with, you know, with the tie undone in the hat, the pretty one.
Oh, okay.
Like the cute one, not the ugly one of me pretending to be Uncle Tony, but when I was being cute about it. The cute one.
Okay, all right.
And no, I put my Uncle Tony picture as my profile picture of me with my Uncle Tony hat and the tie around my neck and my like tank top, It's cute, and they allowed it. Some photos they won't allow. So it was like, oh, they allow it. So I'm like excited. I've got my red, white, and blue mini ears. I've got some pictures on there. I think it's the most #1 profile. I want to know the stats. JW Match, am I your #1 match? You know. I want to know what they think, because there have been some photos where they're like, we can't allow this photo. And it's like, why? Please? And then they'll deny it. And I think everybody should go on there.
You might blow the Jehovah's Witness little brains up.
Yeah. Where it's like, and then they start looking into me. And then they're like, oh no, that's that apostate girl, you know, that's that apostate woman. And get their hopes up, you know. Get their hopes up on me, and then it's dashed, and it's like, am I worth leaving Jehovah for? Will you leave Jehovah for me?
Oh.
There are some good looking ones, but I know they're worldly. I know they're worldly. Worldly. 100% worldly.
Why do you think they're worldly?
Because they're too good looking.
So are you saying there are no good looking witness guys?
If they're good looking, they're going to be worldly at the Kingdom Hall. Those are the ones, the good looking ones are the ones you can easily get to leave. The not so good looking ones, you know, it's like, oh, I you know what? I should just go to the hall and just be like, oh, I know why all you brothers are left, because you're all the ugly ones. No, I hate Jehovah's Witnesses. I hate those brothers at this point. This is Watchtower After Dark, where you get to say your feelings.
Yeah.
I know, that's just my feelings, Mitch. It's my feelings. Like, no, you know, and it's not that they're physically ugly. It's that they're ugly from the inside.
Yeah.
And they're just inside ugly, that if they have not woken up by now, I don't know of what we have gone through as an apostate group. Mm-hmm. Of what I have personally seen over the years on the internet, you know, because it was different before the internet.
Yeah.
Of what we went through over the internet for, like, we went through hell. People were murdered. People killed themselves. People killed each other. People went to jail. People spent all their money.
Yeah.
And for anyone who woke up we spent all of our money, and people died for Beards and Pants and Uncle Tony. And for anyone who woke up after the Beards and Pants and Uncle Tony and doesn't go to the old timers and say, hey, I want to thank you for your participation of whatever part you had in doing that whole Beards and Pants and spending all those years and all of our money and flying airplane banners, to recognize that it was all the apostates leading up to that huge thing of what we were doing as an army, of a frenzy, of just heroics, of a battle, of the most intense, where we lost our minds. Lloyd lost his mind. I lost my mind. A bunch of other people lost their minds over it. Like, it was mind blowing that what we did was so intense, of screaming and crying, and people were dying, and it was the most monumental thing. And then it's like a bunch of people all of a sudden, oh, what happened? Oh yeah, it's like, oh, well, were you watching the chaos of all the people that died? You know, while we were trying to wake everybody up, a bunch of people died. And a bunch of us, we spent millions of dollars total, billions of hours to get those people safe. And I personally, you know, I know what heroes all those before Beards and Pants and Uncle Tony apostates are, including Lloyd, like including irritating Lloyd. That was a heroic act, and I mean it was heroic. It was intense. It was insane, and we did it.
Yeah.
I mean, and it was anticlimactic too, because we all of us apostates that were waiting and did it all, because it was every apostate that did it. We did it as a whole. And then when it happened, it was a mass exodus, and those people that mass exited didn't understand what we had all done.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure a lot of people, you know, where it's like, no, I mean, it was us getting on the phone and crying and screaming, and murders, and people were killing themselves and killing their whole families and shooting up kingdom halls, one after the other, and it's still happening. But it was really happening then, like arson after arson after arson after arson after, you know, somebody goes up and shoots up the kingdom hall, and Putin is dragging people, you know. It was intense. You know, it was me having to call the cops every few days of what happened, and then I'd recognize somebody, of the amount of investigations I was a part of. Even the witnesses were even roundabout involved with the Kyle Rittenhouse case. Just through knowing, you know, of that was even involved with that. Like there's a lot of cases of where there happens to be a Jehovah's Witness involved in a lot of crimes.
Wow.
And then I'll see them and recognize them in the news, and I'll be like, oh, I know who that is, you know? And they'll be like, yeah, it's interesting. And then I'll call up and I'll help.
I think there will be a lot for us to talk about and unpack on each episode.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, even the Long Island serial killer, Brother Rex Hewerman, he was caught because I knew him. Mm-hmm. He was caught within 2 weeks. And I was perusing through, and I was able to help him. And he's a Jehovah's Witness. It hasn't come out in court. It might not ever. But he is indeed a Jehovah's Witness.
What was he doing?
He's a Long Island serial killer.
When was he active?
Just up until recently. He's been active for like 35 years or more. Who knows? Yeah, the Long Island serial killer out of Gilgo Beach. He's a brother. He's a Jehovah's Witness.
Wow.
And I knew who it was. I was trying to remember his name. I couldn't remember his name. I knew who he was. And then when Uncle Brent snapped, I was like, oh, God. And with Uncle Brent, then they caught Long Island. And it was because he's a Jehovah's Witness, too. But he's claiming that he's not guilty. So he's not going to, you know, that it'll probably take a long time for that to come out. If ever, who knows? But I'm saying it. There was a belt, and there were some other things. I said he's a Jehovah's Witness. Here's this belt. Whoops, my phone's about to go dead. And I gave them the tip, and I was working with some producers, and called in the FBI, and then within 2 weeks he was caught. And it was and I know that I'm the one that did it, because the guy who I was tipping on, Brother Hewerman, is the one who was arrested. Like, I'm like, he wore a big baggy suit. He was big lug of a guy. He was a big lug, and I can't remember his name, but he like lived right across the street, and he was just inside about, you know, and I described it. I just couldn't remember his name. And then when they showed him, I'm like, that's him. And so they got him.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. So we'll see how that goes. I don't know if I'll tell. They'll probably need me to testify, but who knows?
Yeah, you got to keep us posted on that.
Yeah.
So, want to wrap this episode up? What would
All
you
right,
like?
sounds like a plan. It was good.
How can they reach you?
You can go to my YouTube, EXJW Smurf Girl Rose Bundy, on Twitter and Instagram. It's all the same. On Facebook. Oh, go to watchtowerafterdark.com. And yeah, just go to all those different, EXJW Smurf Girl. I had to start over, so I'm on my third Instagram, third TikTok. So if you think you're subscribed, you're not, because I'm always pushing the limits. It's like you can always start over. It's like I wanted to say what I needed to say, even if it got me banned temporarily. It's like it don't matter. So I'm on my second and third accounts. So if you think you're subscribed, you're probably not. And so please do, because it's hard to start over all the time. And I promise I'm not gonna try and get banned again. I was kind of trying to get banned. Like, what does it take? What does it take to get banned around here?
Yeah, we need you. We need you around.
Yeah. I know, it's weird where I just disappear, and it's odd.
So now, yeah, looking forward to it, and man, I'm excited.
Yeah. Can't wait. Oh, and if you want to be on, just message me. You can Facebook message me, email me, realrosebundy@gmail.com. Yeah, and just message me, and we can have you on, and we can just talk. Let's talk stuff out, like a form of therapy too.
Yeah. So looking forward to it. Catch us on the podcast platform of your choice. We push them out. We push episodes out to over 20 different podcast platforms. So just look it up. Watchtower After Dark with Smurf Girl and Mitch. That's the name on the different podcast platforms. Like she mentioned, iHeartRadio, Apple. There's so many of them that we're on. So look us up. All right.
It's gonna be great. And we're happy you woke up. And to you newbies, it's about time. Like, it's about time. Thank God.
I think when I left, I think we were destined to meet.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Because it's about time you wake up too, Mitch. Because you're who I'm talking about. I can say, Mitch, you should have woke up a long time ago, and I'm disappointed. I'm glad you're woke. But if you could have woke up like maybe 8 years ago, we'd be big time by now.
Oh,
for God's sake. About time, Mitch. I'm glad to see you, though. It's about time.
Yeah, I am here. All right. So, yes, we will see you on episode 2 on Friday.
Yay. It's good to see you guys. Thanks for joining.
All right.
We'll see you next time. Love you.
Bye.
Bye.